Hello and welcome back to the Wise Mindset Guy podcast, where we explore the fascinating terrain of the complexities of our minds. I'm your host, Nat Plastino, and in today's episode, we're delving into the concept of wise mind versus emotional and reasonable mind. So, what exactly do we mean by wise mind, emotional mind, and reasonable mind? Well, these are terms coined in dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT as coined for short, a therapeutic approach developed by Dr. Marsha Linehan. DBT focuses on helping individuals manage their emotions and improve their relationships. Imagine your mind as a spectrum, with emotional mind on one end and reasonable mind on the other. Emotional mind is where raw emotions rule the roost. It's that place where we act impulsively, driven solely by our feelings. Picture a time when you couldn't resist eating that extra piece of cake because it just felt so good, even though you knew it wasn't the best choice for your health. That's emotional mind in action. On the other, or the opposite end of the spectrum, is reasonable mind. This is where we think logically, make rational decisions, and weigh pros and cons carefully. It's like that moment when you're deciding where to save for retirement or splurge on a luxury vacation. Reasonable mind favors long term planning and goals. But here's the magic, right in the middle of these two extremes lies wise mind. It's like the sweet spot where emotions and reason come together. Wise mind helps us make choices that align with our values, taking into account both our feelings and our logical thinking. So, how can we tap into this wise mind? Well, one way is through mindfulness practices. Mindfulness allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, giving us the space to make thoughtful decisions. Think of it like a traffic light when you're stuck at a traffic light. When you're in emotional mind, it's like the light is stuck on red and you're speeding through the intersection without thinking. When you're in reasonable mind, you're overly cautious and the light is permanently green. Permanently green. But when you're in wise mind, it's like the traffic light is functioning as it should, guiding you to make balanced decisions. Finding a middle ground will give the balance we need to help tame the reasonable and emotional side. The wise mind will help support a clear and unified sense of self. It will help us tap into our intuition, inner wisdom, and gut feeling. It is a mindfulness skill which makes us aware of our thoughts and feelings. We are then able to observe everything that is happening in our lives and gain a perspective from a distance. By quieting our minds, we can do this through meditation. We can approach situations more calmly, which causes a space to open up in our awareness and becomes that middle ground we desire. However, quieting our minds is not easy. It takes practice. But finding this and staying in wise mind can be a challenge, especially in high stress situations. That's where DBT techniques come into play. One helpful DBT tool is the pros and cons list. When faced with a decision, take a moment to list the pros and cons of each option. This can be because this can help you balance your emotions and logic, bringing you closer to wise mind. So why does all this matter, really? Well, finding the balance between emotional mind and reasonable mind is wise mind can greatly improve our lives. It allows us to make decisions that are both emotionally fulfilling and logically sound. Imagine that job offer in a new city. In emotional mind, we might impulsively reject it out of fear. In reasonable mind, we might take it without considering our emotional connections to it. But in wise mind, we weigh our emotional attachments and our career aspirations, leading us to make an informed choice. And also like in relationships, wise mind helps us navigate the rocky waters of human connections. It allows us to express our feelings while also listening and understanding others' perspectives. So, in conclusion, the interplay between wise mind, emotional mind, and reasonable mind is a delicate dance that we all perform daily. It's a skill worth cultivating, as it can lead to a more balanced and fulfilling life. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the depths of our minds on this episode of Wise Mindset Guide. Remember, whether you're making a big life decision or simply choosing what to have for dinner, finding your wise mind can lead to more satisfying outcomes. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. And don't forget to share with friends and family who might benefit from understanding the power of wise mind. I greatly, greatly appreciate you listening today. Take care. Bye for now.